Hey guys, this is
Howdy.
Faz and Praetorian Titan uh, starting our very first CryptoFaz Academy YouTube. We have no idea what we're doing. We're going to figure it out. This is an experiment that we're going to try to see if our Discord can translate into some sort of real podcast that people have been bugging me about. Make. So we have some notes. I promise this will probably be quite rough, and we'll go off our notes and see what happens. And if we make a fool of ourselves, we'll edit that stuff out, of course. So I have a motivation that I wrote yesterday that I kind of want this podcast, YouTube channel, whatever you call it, to focus around, which is, feed a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. So that's my goal for this podcast. We're not financial advisors. Don't think that we are. If you do, then I feel sorry for you. So that's our disclaimer there. I'm going to let Praetorian Titan come up with some things to tell you.
Well, yeah, I mean, this kind of started out almost as a joke when we talked about putting some content out, and then the Discord started to collect channels. We talked more and more about, putting out some type of content for others that could either learn or gain something new from. And here we are today with starting this brand new, I don't know what you call it, podcast or stream or YouTube channel that at this point we just have a general idea of which way we want to go, and it's going to continue to evolve as we go along. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get some more intelligent discourse in the crypto arena. There is some out there. But there's a lot of just religious thinking out there. When I say religious thinking, is people get an idea about how they want a coin to be, and I won't mention any particular coins, but I'm invested in some of them. But they have a vision what a coin is, and it's not always the vision of what the creators of the coin are. So what I'd like to do is just educate a little bit about why they're there, what they're for, various other things besides coins. Anything in the crypto sphere is worth talking about. So to move on, we have no schedule yet. We're winging it right now. We're going to see how this goes, see how well we can edit, things like that. I know that Praetorian here, you have a little spiel about the difference between stocks and crypto, perhaps, terminology, how people kind of screw up the terminology between the two. People think that crypto is stocks.
Yeah, so one of the things, it was burst onto the scene and kind of thrown into everybody so quickly that there isn't a lot of education around it. And I see people in Discord or people I talk to, they'll call it, shares of a token or shares of a coin. They'll call it a crypto bank account instead of a wallet. And a lot of times with that terminology being confused, it's a vastly different side. It's a whole new animal. So as we go forward, we want to give people the tools that they need. When you buy a token or you buy a coin, and there's a difference between the two, believe it or not, you're not investing in or buying a token or a coin of a company. You're buying something that is what it is. It's a token or an asset that doesn't represent shares of a company or a corporation. A lot of them, the owners of that are the token holders and the people who do the programming on it. The network itself is the owner of itself. And I know that sounds like ridiculous, but it's true. And when we look at it like that, people will say, well, without an owner, how does it operate? Well, that all happens behind the scenes. And the people that, or corporations or anything that hold that token, determine the value going forward.
Well, I like to compare tokens or any crypto right now to Star Wars action figures, and I do that because, you know, when you buy an action figure from Hasbro isn't guaranteeing that they're going to make money. Yet you know they will. Come on, let's be honest. You buy a certain rare action figure that they've only printed up some of. You know that they're going to be worth more, and that's why a lot of people buy coins. But the difference between tokens and Star Wars action figures is everybody wants to build on these things. So, you know, right now Hasbro makes all the toys for Star Wars action figures, and maybe it's Kenner. I don't know. I thought it's Hasbro, but they make all the toys, and you wait for the next TIE fighter to come out for your Luke Skywalker or you know, stormtroopers or whatever. You're waiting for the next toy to come out. But with crypto, everybody's making these toys that they work with, and everybody's making these things. And so you're buying the token, yes, because you know that it's going to be worth more, but you're also buying it because you know that it's going to be used more. And it's that use that that a lot of people aren't dialed into. They're like, okay, fine, I know I can buy it to make money and I can do this, but I can make a better judgment as to what to buy and when if I know what it's used for and at what points. You know, what's good news. So if I did have a bunch of Star Wars action figures, and 5,000 of my friends did, as soon as we heard that there was a new ship coming out that they could go into, you know, it would make those action figures worth more, especially if they weren't being printed up. Especially if there was, you know, if all of a sudden we could start using these action figures, you know, to connect them to each other or to work with each other in some way, their value goes up even more. So that's how I like to think of tokens. And this is, you know, this is true of any token. I did have something that I wanted to segue into, which is GALA. And of course, we have the GALA Games node ecosystem right up here. I saw something on the Discord that nobody responded to recently, and somebody was basically asking, why buy GALA? You know, what's the killer application for GALA? And, you know, basically the purpose of buying GALA is to buy NFTs, or is to be able to get NFTs from any of the games. And you get GALA right now by the GALA nodes are minting them. And there's a little bit more technical reasons how the GALA nodes make the stuff, but GALA is used for the ecosystem, the GALA ecosystem, so that you can buy NFTs from any of the games that are hosted by the GALA ecosystem. And that's it. That's the whole killer app. That's what people buy it for. Or that's why people should be buying it, because that's what it's designed for. Now, of course, like Star Wars action figures, we're going to find out that buying GALA is probably a better idea than having a bunch of the NFTs, because you can buy and sell the NFTs. It's transportable across games. You know, there's innumerable games that are going to be coming to the GALA node ecosystem, and you can buy NFTs from any of those GALA nodes with GALA. Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah. So the GALA nodes, at the beginning, you and I talked a long time ago, and I told you were crazy for getting involved with this, because I mean, you do a search for GALA games, and you know, hardly anything comes up, and you're talking about these nodes and how they work, and I said, boy, you're crazy. And then I let it go, and I kept learning, both on my own and from you, and here we are. I own a node, and I understand the ecosystem a lot better. These nodes have more than one use. They're not just something to generate tokens with. They're not something that's even physical that sits on your desk. It's a piece of software, really. And you use that software to better yourself and to better the ecosystem as a whole.
Right. So I'm kind of out of subjects right now. we didn't have much time for this.
There's a whole conversation that we can have about this node ecosystem. We in our Discord, we see people talking all the time about what they are, and everybody seems to be pigeonholed into thinking this is what this is. Really, the beauty of having the information, I know it's frustrating to a lot of people. They'll say, hey, why can't you define this a little bit better? Why are you so vague with everything? And a lot of people, I don't think, understand that is the whole concept behind this, is the fluidity and the ability to have everything be open and to be able to adapt and change over time. To have it suit both the ecosystem and to suit the people who have the nodes.
Well, let's go into this a little bit deeper then, since I do have this sheet up, and it would seem that we were going to go into more detail with this. The GALA nodes, what are they? How do they work? I can tell you what I understand about the GALA nodes is right now their job is to mint GALA and GALA NFTs, and in the future their job is going to be actually to run the games that are on the GALA node ecosystem. Any games so the games in essence will be hosted, I'll say in part, by the nodes. This is what I understand. I know that there's other pieces outside of the nodes. Let's see here. But the nodes themselves are envisioned to actually run the games. And if they're running the games, they're going to be running them with CPUs, with your CPU. The CPU of your machine that's running this node. And this node is going to be rewarding you with NFTs. It's essentially paying you for your work. That's what I understand how this is going to work.
Yeah, there has been so many arguments in so many different Discord channels about the word investment. And everybody defines that differently. And that's part of the disconnect, I think, is what one person thinks an investment is not necessarily what another person thinks an investment is. Some people think that just because they pay money or tokens or something of value and you get something in return, that's an investment. That's not necessarily the case.
Well, there's a layman's version of an investment, and then there's an actual legal term, and there's a lot of people that are having problems between the two, and a lot of people that don't care of the difference between the two.
Yeah, to me, the way that this pans out is it's just as you described. The GALA Games ecosystem is utilizing your resource, whether that's on a VPS or on a spare computer. It's using the resources of that machine, and in return, the reward or your tokens or your NFTs is payment for that work. So really, your node software is like an employee of another place. They get paid for doing the work. That's really all this is. And a lot of people mistake it by saying, I paid X amount of dollars to GALA Games, and I got this thing, and GALA Games, I now have a vested interest in GALA Games. And that's really not the case. That is the furthest thing from the truth on what this really is.
Well, wouldn't it? So let's come up with an example then of what these nodes would be. Wouldn't it be something like, perhaps I bought a Wi-Fi router, and it just so happens that I'm participating in perhaps maybe a big Wi-Fi network, maybe by the company who made the routers. Would I have any investment in that company? I'd say no. I'm certainly helping out that company in a way, but I'm not invested in it. If I get rewarded for doing that, that's great. But really, this GALA node software is just enabling me to participate. So of course they're going to make the software make it to where I can participate. I'm trying to think of any other analogs that we know in our world that we do stuff like that. Maybe buy a car to help a car company do some work. I mean, the trucks that are delivering things to car companies, are those truck owners invested in that car company?
Yeah. So buying a car is a great example on a really basic level, because you're giving, let's say, $10,000-$12,000 to this car dealership, and in return you're rewarded with having the vehicle that you want. But that doesn't mean you own the car company or the dealership. It works out almost the same way in this node ecosystem. And with that, I know this ecosystem map, you look at it and you go, oh my goodness, this flow chart, I can't understand this. People need to understand how this works, and they need to understand that everything isn't black and white. This isn't cut and dry. This isn't a guarantee of how it's going to look a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. The fluidity and the ability to adapt to how things are actually going to play out, they're giving you this, saying, this is what it looks like right now. So all of these things that we've talked about, the way that the ecosystem is now, the way it could change, the way that tokens are distributed as rewards, NFTs distributed as rewards, it's going to change. You have to know that before getting into this. It's not just going to be what it is today, and it's not guaranteed to stay the same as it is today. And if you're not comfortable with that, maybe a node purchase isn't what you should be doing with those tokens or dollars that you have that you want to put into projects. You can take those tokens and dollars and put them into other things that maybe align a little bit more with what you're doing, or that do have more of a solid straight line guarantee. I hate using the word guarantee, but a solid roadmap that's not going to vary much over time. This is definitely something that carries some risk with it, and I'm not sure a lot of people understand that.
Well, let me put you on the spot. Is it worth it to buy a GALA node?
That's a really tough question. So I could sit here and talk for the next 20 minutes on that, but I'll give you the very quick 15-second version. Everybody has different goals, and everybody has different reasons for buying it. Everybody's a different age. Everybody has a different amount of money in their bank accounts. Everybody has a different number of tokens in their wallets. What it boils down to is, what is your reason for buying it? For me, when I bought my node, my reasoning behind it is, I've never been a gamer, ever in my whole life. I play video games. I play with my kids on the Xbox, but as far as like computer gaming or anything like that, I've never been into it. When I read about, and had you incessantly talking about how cool this was going to be, I said, okay, let's open up my mind. Let's take a look at something different. And I realized that this is actually something that I think I would enjoy playing, at least with what they have with Mirandus. I'm not so big into the Townstar thing, but this Mirandus and some of these other projects they have coming, I'm actually excited to play them. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to need some tokens to play this game. And I have two choices. I can just continue to sit here and buy tokens, or I can be a part of this ecosystem and get rewarded with some tokens and some of these NFTs. There's a variety of ways that you can go into it. I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to be involved in this, let's be involved all the way. And so I purchased that node, and as everybody usually is, they get a little bit of nervousness going into it, saying, boy, I don't know what to expect out of this. And so far, I've been very happy.
Well, what if you don't care? What if you don't care about the game? Is it worth it?
I can't answer that because I don't know what other people's goals are. Right now, while the rewards aren't guaranteed, there's no guaranteed rewards of tokens or NFTs. The ecosystem could provide you with those tokens and
Well, that's
be
my thought.
valuable for other things. You can take those and turn them into at an exchange. You can take them over to an exchange. You can transfer them there and then sell those into swap them for other cryptocurrencies, which then you could take and do something else. You could go to one of the sites such as OpenSea or something like that with your NFTs, and you can post them for sale up to there and make those into other assets that you can take and do whatever you want with. So even if you don't want to play the game, you can still get some type of reward out of it that is not gaming related.
Well, my thought is you can buy the nodes, you can have your computer do the work, you can get the NFTs, you could sell the NFTs. GALA Games can't comment on buying or selling GALA or NFTs. They simply make it available. They know that people will be interested in the game. So from their point of view, it's to support the game. That's all they need. They need somebody to support the game. Going further than that shouldn't be a part of their business model, because the instant that it is, it opens them up to not only regulatory issues, but all sorts of questions that they must answer to the users. It's like, well, we got to make sure that this happens. But see, people are also forgetting GALA Games isn't going to be in charge when when this stuff is going to happen. When the GALA nodes are out there and running, the nodes are going to be in charge. And so that's why buying GALA isn't an investment in GALA Games. It can't be. It's an investment in the node ecosystem. Buying a node isn't an investment in GALA Games. It's an investment in the node ecosystem. And whoever is plugged into it, in this case, GALA Games is actually Sandbox Games. They're only one of many studios. They just happen to be, I think GALA Games actually made this, and Sandbox Games makes Townstar, Miranda's, etc. But they just want a system to plug into. There's no Google store, there's no Steam store that they want to plug into. That's what this is. But it's completely, independent of them. They're just getting it out there for other people to do. So, people have a hard time hearing the answer. Well, come on. This is not an investment in GALA Games. It's not, because they're going to step out of it. Maybe you can say right now that it is. There's a case to be made for that, but that's not the end goal.
So let me ask you this question, and this is something, I don't know if I was talking to you about this or somebody else, but with this saying, hey, this is its own separate ecosystem, and GALA Games can plug into it, and really anybody could that be like a comparison to this node ecosystem being like the Ethereum ecosystem, and then you have all of your ERC20 tokens that run on it? All those tokens just run on that network. Would that be a fair comparison?
I'd say it would be a similar comparison. I can't speak for the Ethereum ecosystem because I don't know it extremely well. I know that they have the equivalent of nodes, and I know that. So I can't speak to that, but I would say it's probably similar.
I'm just trying to give a visualization that people can maybe understand what separates this node ecosystem from GALA Games. You made a fantastic explanation of that a few minutes ago, and when we see other studios on there, that could be, ABC Games, who just wants to use the GALA Games network ecosystem to plug their game into. And, it might be a GALA Games partnership, but but I do wonder, is that something that any gaming system could plug into if they wanted to, maybe not partnered with GALA?
Maybe. Well, I don't think they need to be partnered with GALA. I think they need to somehow get a hold of I don't know how the hosting aspect of these nodes work, which is, getting the nodes to create NFTs for other studio, for example. There's probably a set of APIs that they would be connecting to with the nodes, and I think that's the part that's still not yet built. Because personally, I'd like to be able to push things out to nodes. I'd like to be able to have some NFTs and push those out. And it would be neat if, once I push those out, the GALA node ecosystem, other GALA games or other games in the system could actually use my NFTs. That would be awesome. I think that might be a possibility. I might be speculating out my ass, but I think it could be.
It could. Some of the other things, we could talk all day about this node ecosystem, but some of the other things that I bump into a lot of, I'm sure you do too when you're in the Discord, is people talking about taxes when it comes to these node rewards. And right now, unfortunately, at least in the United States, it's so up in the air. Nobody truly knows. We're going by best guess philosophy. And I like to take it on a conservative side. I don't want to try and dig and try and find every loophole that you could possibly find and then hope that that's the right answer if the IRS comes knocking. So the way that I view it, at least, from everything that I've read, it's looking like these rewards, when they hit your treasure chest prior to minting, it's income, is the way I see it. And it turns into income the minute it hits your treasure chest, and that is something that you have to take into consideration not only when purchasing a node, because the tokens that you use to purchase the node are taxable as well. And then you're receiving this income on the other side of it from the NFTs and from the rewards. You gotta have your ducks in a row when it comes to reporting on that as well. So considerations to make.
Well, yeah. Well, that's we kind of cruised right into taxes here. So yeah, you make a good point. Anytime you get anything of value on any kind of regular basis, the U.S. tax authorities are going to be very interested. If I paid you in Star Wars action figures to do work for me, I don't know, minting NFTs or minting GALA or something, they're going to get interested. If these NFTs have value, if I'm gonna pay you in some sort of token or some sort of cryptocurrency, they're going to be interested. Now, I think there's limits as to or minimums that if you just got a little bit each year or something like that they don't care about. But if it's obvious that you're getting something on a regular basis, that you're going to need to report it to them. As far as U.S. taxes go, frankly, I think that would be taxes anywhere. But you've got to report it as income. Once you do, then you're stuck in that in the system where what was the value when you got it? What was the value when you sold it? Then you get taxed on the difference there. So, people do ask questions on the Crypto Faz Academy Discord about, do I need to really report this? What if it's just NFTs? How much do we need to report? I'm going to say, this is all new. You'd probably need to talk to a tax person, but I think you can pretty much safely assume that if you get paid anything, you've got to report it. If you choose not to, I don't want to know about that.
Right. It's the same thing. Everybody's going to make their own choices. Everybody's going to interpret that. Neither one of us are tax pros. We throw out our 2 cents with our opinions, and you can take it, you can leave it, but ultimately it's your responsibility to to do what you feel is right for you. Most people, they find out, too late. And for me, I would rather have that reporting done and pay that extra tax and have the IRS owe me money instead of the other way around.
Right. All right. Well, to keep this from going too long, because I don't know how long we've been recording, but it's been a while now. I don't even see the counter anymore.
We're at about 29 minutes now.
Oh, good. I'm going to have limited time, and I know you are. So let's start wrapping this up. I do want to plug our CryptoFaz Academy Twitter that we just started doing, and Praetorian here is the guy that's mostly running that. I generally approve of the messages on here. And of course, we do have the Discord. We have a Discord link in our Twitter to where you can join our Discord. And of course, our goal for this podcast, YouTube channel, is to do this on some sort of regular basis, which we will, I think, eventually come to. So, of course, we're going to start fishing for likes and subscribes, because I'm sure that will help us in some way. If we can do this enough to where we actually provide good content and you guys actually care, like if you're still listening right now, then maybe we can do more with it, and then the likes and subscribe will really matter according to YouTube to get to push us up in the algorithm so that more people can see us, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we want this. We have a ton of ideas, of course, that you and I want to address going forward with this. I mean, we picked some topics we're very comfortable with talking about for today. There is a channel in the CryptoFaz Academy Discord where you can, suggest a topic. And who knows, maybe down the road we can bring some guests on who have some expertise that can talk to us. I mean, that's what this is all about, is learning and education and discovering new things, and hopefully putting everybody in a little better place than they were before they started.
Well, great. So unless we have anything else, I think I'm going to end this one.
That sounds great. I'm really happy that we finally got this together, and we're putting something out there. I'm really looking forward to seeing some feedback. I'm really looking forward to our next show. And I'm, of course, looking forward to seeing everybody in the Discord and getting that conversation rolling. We love to chat about just about anything.
All right, cool. And I don't have a catchphrase yet, so this is probably where I'd utter such a catchphrase. So just assume that I uttered it. See you guys next time.